over the past decade or more, the amount of money and committees and organizations that have dedicated themselves towards Jewish continuity, or as we would call it, midor ledor, from generation to generation, is numerous. And the key focus of so many federations and organizations has been, how do we guarantee Jewish continuity? It's an important question. We know that we've been around for so long and miraculously survived so much, but how do we make sure that Jewish continuity will continue? We see assimilation and we see our numbers shrinking. What's the guarantee, midor ledor, to have Jewish continuity? And the truth is that this Shabbos and Shul, we're all going to get up there and we're going to stand up and face the bima as the cantor, as the Torah reader begins to read the Ten Commandments. And he's going to begin the Ten Commandments by saying, these are the words Asher Dibra Hashem Moshe Lemor. These are the words that God said to Moses, so to say. And in general, we know that whenever the Torah tells us Lemor, it means that God was telling Moses, so shall you say to the Jewish people. So by Yomer Hashem Moshe Lemor, God said to Moshe, saying, say it to the Jewish people. By Yidaber Hashem Moshe Lemor, God spoke to Moses, saying. So the question all the rabbis asked, if we know that all the Jews were at Mount Sinai and God spoke to all the Jewish people, what did Moses have to say? What did God have to tell Moshe? As Advarim Eila Lemor, he told Moshe these things, saying that you should say them to the Jewish people. Of course, the Jewish people were there. He didn't have to say them. And the answer the rabbis give was that God was telling Moses and the Jewish people how there will be Jewish continuity. What is the key focal point and aspect that's going to make sure and guarantee, and has guaranteed for thousands of years since then, that there should be Jewish continuity. So many nations have gone and come and gone, so many religions, yet the Jewish people are still here. How? Says the Torah. God spoke these words saying, he says, you want to guarantee Jewish continuity, you got to remember these 10 commandments. You got to remember your connection to the Torah. You got to remember that just eating matzah balls and chicken soup and chopped liver and bagels and lox is not going to keep Judaism going for the next year. Not even March of the Living and travel to Israel. There needs to be lemor. We need to remember these words, the 10 commandments, the words of the Torah. We need to teach our children the responsibility of the leaders and of every single Jew to teach and to speak these words. And that's why God said lemor. He was telling Moses, it's not enough that all the Jews are hearing them here, but you have to be able to repeat them from generation to generation, and every generation has that responsibility. They say the whole story about this guy who went into the woods. He went hunting and he got lost. And it was cold and it was snowy and he lost his tracks. And he was traveling and traveling, it was frigid, the sun was setting, and finally he saw a little house with a little light inside. He went inside and there was this beautiful fire, a fireplace, and it was warm, and he sat down and he warmed himself up. And finally, he was ready to leave. He got his energy back. And as he's ready to leave, he sees at the door, it says, please make sure to put more wood in the fire for the next person that comes, and they should also have the warmth that you had. But the guy was in a rush. He was worried about what his family's going to think and where they're going to be nervous that he's not there. So he just said, I'm going to go. But meanwhile, his family was nervous at home, and they decided he hasn't been home all day, so they went out to the woods to look for him. But they also got lost. And then they came to the house. By the time they came to the house, the fire was out, because no one put wood in the fire to continue the fire. How do we make sure that the fire of Torah continues burning? At that very lemor, these words that God said, we have to say them, we have to repeat them. The Torah, the inspiration, that's the fire that warms the body and the soul of a Jew to make sure that there's Jewish continuity midor ledor. So next time you want to think about what to do about Jewish continuity, amongst all the other things you do, charity and thinking and meetings and getting together, is make sure that the words of Torah are shared and continued midor ledor from generation to generation. Have a great day.